Hey y'all, it's your girl Drea back with another video. I know I've been gone for a minute, but I'm back. It's May. It's my birthday month, you know what I'm saying? So, Taurus gang. And I don't know, I'm trying to get as many videos out to y'all this month. Like, I'm really trying to give y'all one video a day type, but don't quote me on that because y'all know how I be. But yeah, I'm back on the video. Y'all, be sure y'all are subscribing. I didn't check how many subscribers I got right now, but last time I checked it was like 97. So I'm like right there at 100. So I know y'all are watching these videos, so make sure you're also subscribing, okay? All right, thanks. So yeah, I got a story time for y'all. It's gonna be a quick story time because I'm about to go out and have like a little quick Sunday fun day. And then I'm chilling. It's my birthday. I'm chilling. So I'm about to give y'all this story time real quick. You can tell by the title, y'all know that I'm gonna be talking about how my crush friend zoned me. Yes, he did. He friend zoned me. So look, this what happened. So my crush, and I don't even know if I should call him my crush because we actually dated before, like back in high school, but whatever. So years later, I guess you can say we kind of reconnected. We always been friends, and I didn't even like look at him like, oh, I want to be his girl again for years later. Like when I say years later, we dated when I was like 14, and I started liking him again like 6, 7 years later, maybe 8. So we grind now, And this happened years ago, y'all. This is way before I even had a kid. So anyway, reconnect with my ex, or I'm just gonna call him my crush because at this point, like, I don't look at him as an ex. I look at him as a friend and my crush. Yeah. So we're hanging out, and I remember it was the summertime. We're hanging out literally like every day. Every day. Like we both had cars and whatnot, so we would just like, I think at the time I was still living with my mom. Yeah, I was. So I would always go, because he was staying with his friend at the time. So I was always going over there, y'all. Always going over there. We was always doing stuff. We go over there drinking, smoking, just chilling, going out, just, you know, having fun. We was in our young 20s, you know what I'm saying? So we was always having a good time. And even then, like, I didn't like him like that yet. Like, we was just literally, we was kicking it. Now, I will say we was also friends with benefits because we was messing around, but it was like strictly that. But you know, they do be saying like, oh, don't do that because that's how you start to catch feelings. Like somebody's gonna end up catching feelings, this and that. And I'm just like, no, I don't think so. Like, we cool. We already did the dating thing back in high school. Like, no, we not even on that. We kicking it. We cool. We kicking it. Yeah. So y'all, they was all right and I was wrong, but it's okay because, you know, that's what happens. You spend time with people and you start catching feelings, and yeah. So after hanging out for like a month, like consistently, I realized like, yeah, like I think I am starting to catch feelings for him for real. Like, we're always hanging out, we're always doing stuff, we're going out to eat, we're you know, we're going out to the clubs and we're chilling, we're hanging out, I'm spending the night, you know, all that extra stuff. And then of course, when intercourse is involved, that's also, you know, you're sharing energies, you're going to end up catching feelings. I mean, it's just a fact. It's a fact. So yeah, I end up being the one catching feelings, I guess you could say. So at this point, like, I'm looking at him different now. I'm like, oh, why am I kind of starting to like you again? Like, this is what's not supposed to happen. Like, why am I starting to like you again? So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just keep it cool. His birthday was coming around and he asked me if I wanted to go to DC with him. And I'm like, I'm not gonna pass up no trip, especially if it's only 3 hours away. Like, why not? Let's hop in a car and go. So I actually took my friend with me, and my crush drove. And yeah, like we had a good time, our little car ride. We was, I know that y'all don't do this, but we was literally drinking and smoking the whole 3.5 hours to DC. But it was lit. Like we was lit, swear. We was lit, y'all. We stayed for like 5 days or something like that. But anyway, so we was there, driving there. Oh God, the ride down there. Y'all. Oh, I'm gonna give y'all that story time next about how the ride went when we drove down DC. That's gonna be my next story time for y'all. But yo, that's so wild. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just remember that. So anyway, we're driving down DC. Everything's cool. Check into the hotel. We ends up going out that night. We're having a good time. I mean, at this point, like, I'm looking at him like, oh, you're my man. Because you know how it be. Like, when you got a crush, you be like, oh, yeah, that's my nigga. Like, yeah. So, I'm looking at him like, oh, yeah. Like, I'm definitely starting to like him again. Our hotel had, what, 2 queen beds. So, of course, he was, like, sitting with me and whatnot. And, yeah, we was cuddling. I think we even, yeah, got it on in the hotel, too. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm like really starting to have feelings for my crush or my friends with benefits. I don't know, whatever I want to call him, I'm calling him my crush. Yeah. We're there for 5 days. We're going out. We're at the casino. We hits the mall. We're all looking good. I mean, man, it was a good time. We ended up meeting his brother and cousins down there because he got family who lived down there. And we was just all having a super good time. You know, me and him were having conversations and stuff. Not like that, not like the conversations. Like, I didn't want to hit and say, oh, you know, I'm starting to catch feelings for you, because I guess I didn't want him to not have the same feelings for me, you know, like, you know what I mean, y'all? So, you know, rejection and whatnot. And plus, you don't want to mess up that friendship, even though we already dated. But like I said, that was like a kid. Like, we was kids, you know what I'm saying? So, excuse me. So I just kept it cool, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we had already been sleeping together and whatnot. So, boom, trip's over. We's riding back with him. And at this point, I'm really like, okay, yeah, I'm feeling you. Like, literally, as soon as we got back, we dropped our one friend off, and he's looking at me like, yeah, like, you want to go to the casino? I'm like, look at my crush still trying to hang out with me even after the trip is over. Like, we literally just got back and you want to go to the casino? Yes, let me go home and get dressed and we can go to the casino for sure. So we came back, went to the casino. Oh yeah, he putting me on his story and stuff. I'm like, okay, like, I don't know. I mean, we is cool, we kicking in, but he's putting me on his story and whatnot. And I got people hitting me up like, oh, you're with such and such, you're with crush. And I'm like, oh yeah, I know him, this and that. So yeah, after all that happens, what happened? Oh, I think I ended up staying with him that night or whatever. And yeah, so like a week goes by and I'm just like, okay, I think I'ma just, because we're friends at the end of the day, as your friend, I should be able to talk to you about how I'm feeling, you know, because we're friends, you know what I mean? So I'm like, you know what, I'm finna just tell him how I feel. And for real, this is where I messed up, y'all. This is where I messed up. But I should have just, you know, told him how I felt like when I first felt it. But I'm happy I kind of waited, but y'all know, this is where I messed up. So instead of coming and trying to talk to him in person, I was kind of nervous to tell him how I felt. So I kind of just texted him, you know? And I was just like, I don't remember what I said exactly, but it was along the lines of, hey, you know, we've been kicking it, this and that, we got history, this and that, we're always friends first, but I'm not gonna lie, I definitely caught feelings for you, and yada yada yada. Just like that, because you know, I'm a savage for real. But no, closed mouths don't get fed, and you know, the worst thing he could say is no drag. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, fuck it. So anyway, I says that to him. No response. So I'm like, oh shit, like, maybe he's at work right now, you know. Let me not jump to conclusions, because I know he's not ignoring me, because he's my friend. That's my crush. We just spent all this time together. Like, there's no way he's ignoring me. You know what I'm saying? There's no way you're ignoring me. So I'm just like, okay, you know, let me give it some time. Yeah, time was going by and still no response. So at this point, it's like nighttime, and I'm like, okay, I know he's seen it, because this man always be on his phone. So I know you see my message. So now I'm just like, oh, I'm so fucking dumb. Like, why would I say that? Like, I should have just said it in person, or just kept my mouth shut, kept my feelings to myself, because, you know, that's like the hardest thing to do, y'all, is to tell somebody you like them, and they be like, bitch, oh, that's nice, thanks, I like me too. So anyway, he's not responding, and like 2-3 days go by, y'all. At this point, I'm like, we're not even friends anymore at this point, because when have you ever waited 3 days to talk to me? And guess what? That's wild, because if you didn't feel the same way, honey, you still could have told me that. You could have told me that. You could have told me that, and guess what? We still would have been friends. We still would have been friends, honey. Trust me, we would have. So anyway, I ended up double texting him. I think I sent him like, hey, or question mark or something. I don't know what I said, but I sent something. And then he just basically was just like, yeah, you know, Drea, I should have been said something to you, but I didn't really know how to respond. Like, yeah, me and you've been kicking it, and we've been having intercourse and all this extra stuff, and I kind of just want to keep it as that. And I was just like, did he just friends with me? You just want to be friends with benefits? I mean, cool. You could have said that 3 days ago. 3 days ago, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, y'all, he friends the mess out of me. Oh, guess what? A week later, y'all, he was dating one of the bitches at his job. Like, you could have just told me, crush. You could have just told me. You could have just told me. You know what I'm saying? Look at me and my sis matching with our yellow. But yeah, you could have just told me that, like. So now I'm over here like, okay, I feel dumb as hell. I do, I feel dumb. But you know what? I'll let you know how I felt now. And I'm not gonna lie, like, it was like a little weird after that. It was, but I ended up meeting my baby dad like a week later, and it was over after that anyway. I remember him hitting me up a few months later, like, I know, because I got pregnant like shortly after I met my baby's dad, and I'll give you that story time too, y'all. But I got pregnant, and me and my crush, we just kind of stopped talking like altogether after he friend zoned me, because like, why did you friend zoning me? Like, I need. Anyway, so he was probably like, huh, been there, done that, we not doing that again, Dre. No, like, I feel it. I'm not even mad. For real, I got over it pretty fast. Like I said, I met my baby's dad a week later. So I remember a couple months into like my pregnancy and stuff. Or I think it was actually after I already had the baby, and he hit me up, and he was like cussing me out, y'all. He was like, yo, you're weird as hell. Ever since you got your baby's dad and this and that, you ain't been hitting me out. We ain't been hanging out. And da-da-da. Like, nigga, you told me you didn't like me, and you stopped talking to me. You was being weird first. That's what Drea's doing. Drea matches energy, you know what I'm saying? And if that's the energy you're putting out, that's the energy you're going to get back, baby, okay? That's the energy you got back. Anyway, you chose her, be over there. Yeah, don't come complaining to me, because you could have had me, but you didn't want me. Anyway, so that's the story about how I got friend zone, y'all. But yo, just from doing this story time, it just made me remember about 2 more story times I want to give to y'all, because I'm making about to that. I'm gonna do it back to back so it makes sense. But y'all, that is too funny. But also sad at the same time, because if you ever been friend zoned, like, that shit hurts. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm sure I've friend zoned a few guys, but you know, I'm sorry. I know it hurts because I felt it. It hurt. It did a little bit, not that much, but it did hurt a little bit. And we're still friends to this day, y'all. We still friends to this day. But anyway, yeah, I'm about to go out. So make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure y'all share this video. And like I said, subscribe, because I have a goal to get to. And right now it's 100. And like, that's not too much to ask. Like, it's really not. It's really not. So once again, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next video.